going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Shop Chronicles. Today I got a Komatsu PC490 excavator that we're going to be replacing the starter on. It's a pretty quick and easy repair. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. I'm also going to give you a rundown of all the tools that you're going to need to replace the starter yourself. Now we can step out of the truck. Let's go take a look at this machine. Alright guys, here's a rundown of the tools that you're going to need to replace the starter. 24mm wrench and some 24mm sockets. Those are going to be to remove the starter mounting bolts. 19mm socket and a 1/2 inch impact to remove the panel under the oil pan. 3/8 ratchet and a 17mm socket to remove all the P-clips for the wiring, and also the power wire stud is also a 17mm, and an extension in case you need it to get to some of the bolts. So to replace the starter, we need to make sure we disconnect the batteries. To do that, we're going to come up on this side of the machine here. We're going to go in this compartment right here. Got her opened up. Here's our battery disconnect switch. We need to wait until that green light goes out, till all the controllers power down. We can shut the battery switch off. The green light down here went out. We can go ahead and disconnect the batteries. They're off. Now we can go replace the starter. All right, to get access to the starter, we're going to have to come to the back of the machine here, come underneath, and we are going to remove the panel under the engine oil pan. See what we did here. Here's the panel all covered in dirt. To do that, you're gonna need a 19mm socket to pull off these bolts here. This side you only have to loosen because they are slotted, and then come back to this side, pull these 3 out right here. The starter is up here on the back side of the engine against the counterweight right here. This is our starter. We'll remove all of our wires up top. The 3 mounting bolts. We also have 1 wire on the side right here. We got to move this bolt and this connector here, and the starter will come out. All right, we can go ahead and get the starter pulled off here. Make it a little bit easier, give us some more room. We'll pull this bolt under these wires, and probably this one here too. They're both 17s. Give us a little bit more room. pull this bolt off for this wiring harness on the side. That one, 17 as well. Little harness connector off here. Disconnect it just like that. All right, we got all the wires and everything disconnected from our starter. We can remove the mounting bolts. There's 3 mounting bolts for the starter. They're all at 24 millimeter. You can see the one on the bottom here, right there. One up on the side on this side. Kind of hard to see, but he's right there. And one on the back side that's got a spacer on it right there. So you pull those 3 out and the starter will come out and we can throw the new one in. As you can see, we got the old starter out. We got our new starter here. When you're replacing the starter on these 490s, you're going to need a gasket to go on the starter. The flywheel housing is a wet housing, which means there's oil in it. So if you don't put this gasket on there, the starter will leak. You'll have an oil leak. The oil is in there for the damper, but we'll go ahead and put the new starter on and wire it up and see if this thing fires. All right, starter's mounted back up. Go ahead and install the wiring again. Cut that zip tie off. All right, we're all done putting the starter in. It's mounted, rewired. Now we can go turn the battery disconnect on, fire the machine up, and we'll put the panel back up underneath the machine and we'll be done.